beautiful people, my name is Bridget and welcome back to my channel. So I am very excited about today's video. I am hyped. If you guys saw my last Unfiltered Opinions video, I talked about the new Colourpop release, the Meant to Be collection, and I have the collection. So today I'm going to be reviewing the Meant to Be eyeshadow palette from Colourpop. It is a beautiful 9-pan palette. It is only $12. Super cute, compact, nice plastic packaging. $12 9-pan palette. This is what the color scheme looks like in the inside. It is a mix of greens and some blue shades for a beautiful mint color scheme. There's even this little silvery shade in here, which I'm very hyped about because I feel like mint and silver are a great combination. The palette color scheme, I saw it online, I died for it. I'm so glad I have it in person. Today we're going to do a little look together to see what I think. We're going to do some mattes, do some shimmers, try it on with a finger, try it on over a cut crease. We're going to try a whole bunch of stuff today and make a nice look for you. And without any further ado, let's go jump into today's video. Alright guys, before we get started, all makeup on this channel is cruelty free and so is Colourpop. Colourpop is also made in the USA. This is a vegan palette. And if you're not subscribed to my channel already, I would love if you did that. So firstly, I'm going to go ahead and compare this to the Just My Luck palette by Colourpop. Just because I feel like some people said some of the green shades are similar since there are pastels in that palette as well. So we're going to do a comparison between both the palettes in swatches and then we'll get into the eye look. Alright, so we have the Meant to Be palette and the Just My Luck. Looking at each other, they look completely different. This first shade right here is the only shade that's a pastel from this palette, and it does look similar to this one, so I swatched them on my leg because my right arm is tattooed and I'm left-handed. But we can see the mint light shade here. Actually, the Meant to Be one swatched a little bit better, and the rest of the shades are dramatically different. Just the tones in general are so different. There's more blueness to this one. There's a lot more different variations of green, including an olive and a lime in this palette. So this one's definitely more of the pastel range, and it's definitely different than the Just My Luck palette. Alrighty guys, so my eyelids are primed and we have a nice light base going on because we are working with a pastel colored palette. So the Meant to Be palette, I find this one a little bit actually harder to open than the normal 12-pan palette. I don't know if I just got like a really tough one to open, but it's a little bit difficult. There we go. So this is the color scheme of the palette. I'm sure I showed you in the intro, but let's go ahead and get started trying a look before this creases on me because my eyelids are primed like I said. So first thing I'm going to do is the shade Get Fresh. I'm using a little small tapered blending brush. This is the E33 for diffuse crease from Sigma. So I'm just going to, tapping in here. There's a little bit of kickback, not very much. I'm just going to tuck that in the inner portion of the crease. Oh, it's actually pretty pigmented. Now with the bright lights and cameras, like color correction or whatever, I don't know how this is going to look on camera because it is so pastel, but hopefully I can get it so you can see how it looks in person, because I know everything always looks so much brighter and I'm scared you'll lose how much color is here with the bright lights, but hopefully not. And it's actually really pigmented, like that's showing up really nicely. And I'm just putting this in the first half of our crease. Now I'm going with my E38 regular blending brush from Sigma. Since this looks so nice. I'm going to tell you straight off the bat, I had really not great expectations for this palette. Like, I'm super hyped about it, and I was super hyped to get it, and I was super, like, excited about a mint palette because I love the color mint. But these pastels are something I'm like, it looks so cute, I really want this palette, but is it going to perform well? Because I didn't think so. Because everything's so light. But that showed up beautifully, like, that looks really nice. So, I'm a little more optimistic now, but don't let me down, Colourpop. Which, I mean, Colourpop really doesn't ever let me down, but I'm just saying. So I'm torn between the colors Dementhe and then Seltzer. I'm torn between these two shades because this one's a little more blue, this one's a little more green. So I guess we're going to go a little bit towards the green side. We're going to take Dementhe right here on that blending brush, tap it in here. There's a little bit of kickback in the pan, but not much. And put this over the second half of our crease and blend it into the middle. I was kind of thinking maybe these lighter colors I would have to really like pack in place first and then blend out, but honestly just normal blending, adding it as you go is working really well and they're showing up really nicely, and I feel like a really pastel dream on the lids right now. So honestly, highly impressed. The Just My Luck green 12-pan palette I do quite enjoy from Colourpop, but I find them a little bit on the dry side, even though people hate when I say that. So it takes a little bit more like a little bit more effort to work with. These honestly are a dream, especially for a pastel palette right now, and being $12. So I'm highly impressed by the mattes so far. Let's hope the shimmers are just as good and the rest of the palette performs nicely as well. I'm going to dip a little bit into the shade Chill Factor, which is the darkest shade in here. Just a little bit on that same brush and darken up our outer corner. Just a baby bit. And it's actually like a nice gray tone of green, which is good for a transition-y shade if you want to do a pastel look, but you don't want it super light. You can still add this to add a little bit of depth to it, which is nice. So I have my Makeup Revolution cut crease canvas. I'm going to take a little tiny tap of this and just carve out the first half of our lid. You barely need any of this product because it does come with a wand. I use a separate brush for it because I don't need that much product. It picks up so much product. I just want a baby amount. I'm just going to carve out our first half of our lid here. Now you may be wondering why I only cut out a little bit of our lid. That's because I want to see how it applies with the brush with the shimmers, and then the rest of it I'm going to apply my finger to the rest of the lid. So I only cut out like a little chunk out of my lid. So for the inner portion of the eye, I'm going to take Moho Mama, which is this middle shade right here because it's the lightest shimmer. And I just want to see, ooh, there's a silver too though. That silver is really pretty. Oh well, I already dipped my brush into this one now. I'm just going to pack it on. So this is our shade Mojito Mommy. I think I said Moho Mama a second ago, but it's Mojito Mommy. And it looks really nice. Now to blend out the weird edges of our lid, I'm going to take the shade Minty because honestly I'm in love with this color. And let's just pack it on with our finger on the rest of the lid. Oh, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. Super metallic. I love this color. And I'm going to take our blending brush and just blend that shimmer edge into the mattes. Alright, so this is our lid. Very pastel. On camera you can't tell how green this outer corner is. It kind of just looks like the lighter color, but it's very green and very metallic in person. We can get like a close-up, maybe. Maybe you can see the difference there. I don't know. But for the lower lash line, I'm going to take my Sigma E55 shader brush and I'm going to go into the shade Ice Cold, which is this shade right here, for the very tip of the outer corner. And then for most lower lash line, I'm going to take the shade Seltzer, which is the one we didn't use earlier, but I thought about using. So this is very, very blue, so I'm going to keep it right on that outer edge right there. I feel like the lower lash line's a little too blue, so I'm going into that brush from before, and I'm taking a little bit of that minty shade and just tapping it along. And there may be a little bit of like fallout under the eyes because this doesn't have any like stickiness to it, but I just wanted a little more green. And honestly, it looks pretty good as a combination. Alright, so this is our weird little eye look right now. I'm going to pop on some mascara, lashes, lipstick, and I'll be right back to show you the finished look where it all comes together because right now I'm looking weird. Alright guys, so this is the finished look using the Meant to Be palette by Colourpop. I added a pink lip because a couple years ago I loved like a bright blue eyeshadow look and a pink lip. That was the coolest combination even though it was a lot, so I decided to like bring that back today with this pink lip and this like minty blue-green look. Honestly, in person looks more green, that does on camera looks more blue, but it is just like a really pretty minty color. So let's get a close-up of this look so, you know, we can see what we're working with. I added a little bit of glitter eyeliner to separate the cut crease because the light colors were so similar. But, I think it's so cute. I think it's just so cute. This lip color does make my teeth look yellow, but you know, I'm not gonna worry about it because I wanted to wear this pink lip anyways. The eyeshadow look I think is just adorable and it's so pigmented. I do think if you were a darker complexion than me, definitely put down like a really nice light eyeshadow base to like work on top of first, because obviously you have like a darker thing to work off of first, so put down something. I feel like that shouldn't have to be said, but I'm gonna say it anyways. So the Meant to Be palette, what do I think? I love it. I think it's way better quality than I even expected it to. Of course, I love Colourpop quality. It is my favorite brand after all. But you know, sometimes with pastels, it's either a hit or an absolute fail, and I'm so glad this was a hit for me. And Colourpop, hello, if you are listening, I would love like a olivey army green palette color scheme, these little 9 pans. I think that'd be super cute, like a grungier color scheme. You can name a shade after me. I'm okay with that. Anyways, you guys, thank you so much for watching today's video. I will leave this link down below, as well as the other pieces of the collection if you want to buy the whole collection as a whole. I do have the rest of the collection, but to me, the star of the collection is this palette, and I definitely want to give you my first thoughts on this palette. So thank you guys so much for watching today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. Give me a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't down below. I'd really appreciate it. I will see you in my next video. Bye.